What's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in again. My name is Maria, and yeah, so the last video I made, it was definitely a little bit of a more controversial video, and it was targeted to guys. So if you haven't watched that yet, it might be a good idea to check that out first. But I did get a lot of feedback on it, and I appreciate everyone's comments, everyone's opinions. And for the most part, I mean, okay, I'm not that type of person to say that one group is perfect and angels and women are amazing. I mean, women are amazing, but of course women can improve. And so just like how men have areas of improvement that they could be working on, women of course have areas of improvement that we could be working on as well. And I'm telling you this as somebody who has spent her last 16 years in personal development, seeking, exploring, self-reflecting. There is so much out there, so much wisdom, so much knowledge that could help everybody improve in all of the various roles that we play. And so as a woman, even though I'm not married, I'm not in a long-term relationship right now, I have been in quite a few relationships, and I realized all the ways in which I had messed up in those relationships. And so I would say that I've been able to grow in them and to find ways to really come into my own my mistakes, and hopefully never make the same mistakes again. So I guess this video is for women, like for all my girlfriends and everyone watching who is in a heterosexual relationship, because that's all I know, that's all I can speak on. So everyone who is in a heterosexual relationship with a guy, with a man, with a husband, boyfriend, and you're not quite happy, you're not feeling very fulfilled, and you feel like the things he does are very annoying, very irritating, and you're finding it hard to dig deeper for that love for him, that attraction to him that you felt before. I guess I'm compiling everything that I have learned over the past decade and a half and distilling it for you, hopefully in a way that serves you and can help you in whatever relationship you're in, so you can have less suffering and so you can feel more grounded in your womanhood and in being the female counterpart to your man. Okay, so first thing is, and I'm sure you guys all know this is just a refresher, a reminder. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad about themselves. So the first thing is to start looking at ourselves and seeing how we are now versus how we were when we first met them. Of course, we know that a lot of guys let themselves go. They develop a beer belly and they stop taking care of themselves. And that's unfortunate, and that makes us feel bad. But of course, we can't point a finger unless we're pointing a finger back at ourselves, right? So what I would suggest is, how can we improve ourselves? How can we make sure we're investing time and resources into our own upkeep? I'm a trainer. Most of my clients now are female clients, and they're mostly parents. And it is honestly so amazing to see them. They show up every week. They have children. They have to put their kids into a daycare or bring them to their in-laws or the parents' place. Some of them drive 30 minutes to come and see us. It's honestly incredible. And these women know the power of maintaining a healthy routine. And if a healthy routine is not really within your current reality right now, it may be a good idea to look into how you can build that. And it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be, like a 5 workout a week sort of routine. You can just take 5 to 10 minutes a day looking at some YouTube channel. There's plenty of videos online where you can follow along and just spend some time truly investing in yourself, in your physical self, which will inevitably improve your emotional self, improve your mental self, and improve your spiritual self. Because it's so easy for a busy lifestyle to kind of take over you. And of course, as women, we always nurture those around us and we're always last. So for your sake and for everyone around you, it is okay to take time for yourself because you're worth it. And when you are functioning at your best and you feel good, you feel healthier, you feel confident, you feel stronger, you feel more powerful, then everyone around you will benefit from that too. So the second thing that I do want to mention is listening and becoming better at receiving. So listening, I think we know from how we move through the world now, the people we see, listening is a bit of a lost art. And to truly listen is such a beautiful gift to offer to the other person. To be heard, to be listened to, it lifts you up out of whatever darkness you might be in. And to give them your fullest attention, to look them in the eye and tell them that I see you. To not carry any judgment inside of you, any words that you want to say, you're just waiting for them to finish talking so you can say it. Just to receive and create this space of welcoming energy and to let that person in and express who they are and what they need without criticizing, without bullying, without any of that negative stuff, and to just say, you know what, I'm here for you. This is actually a Buddhist teaching that I came across years ago. It's by like three-worded name, Thich Nhat Hanh or something. I'm sorry, butchering. But anyway, it's in his book about loving kindness, and it's like true love. Oh, it's about true love. True love is about I see you, I receive you, I accept you, without wanting you to change into anything else. Because I think that's what the paradox is in life. It's when we try to control and manipulate, and the other person can feel that energy from us. They feel us just like we don't like them how they are right now. And this is something I've learned over the years. I did this to people, and I realized how hurtful it is to the other person when you're supposed to be the most intimate person to him, and instead we show thorns, we show a dark pit that he might fall into every time he does something that we don't like, because he's exhibiting behaviors that we don't agree with. And so, I mean, how can we expect to be received and loved for how we are and what we are? How can we expect to be appreciated and accepted for all of that if we can't give it out ourselves? So listening is one of the biggest gifts we can give to anyone else, because they will reveal themselves after a while. Once they feel safe enough, they will reveal what they truly need and what they desire and what they feel. And for any of you who may have been nagged before, maybe your parents were the type to nag you, we don't want to carry that forward into our future, into our relationships that we have now, because I don't think anyone can advocate for nagging. Nagging is not an empowering act. It is a very disempowering act for the other person. It might make us feel good at the time because I'm expressing what I need. But the thing is, are you expressing it in a way that is actually impactful in the positive way that you want? Our relationships are an opportunity for us to look back at ourselves and see what we're doing. Are we really showing up the way we want to be showing up? Or are we living through these unconscious patterns that we had seen in childhood? And this is what we're used to. This is the normal. And we just do these things and we don't really think about, is this good? Is it right? Is it healthy? Thirdly, this is more to do with the spiritual and the emotional, but some of you may be aware of the fact that there's the polarity of the masculine and the feminine, right? And within each of us, there is masculine and feminine. Both of those energies exist, but it's just the ratio of energies. The duality, of course, exists within all of us. But if you're a woman and you're biologically female and you're in a heterosexual relationship, then your partner is the masculine and you are the feminine. But unfortunately, in modern day society, we have become conditioned, like us women, we have become conditioned to act very masculine. Like myself, for example, I'm a trainer, so we just lift heavy metal weights and we throw them around, and that's a very masculine act. I know I have a lot of masculine traits. And so I have had to take the last few years really consciously working myself into embracing my feminine and allowing myself to be soft, because my work, my career, the last 15 years of my life, I had been trying to become a man. I had been trying to become a man, and this is all my childhood stuff and all that, right? And I'm sure this is a story that is not uncommon. It's actually very common. So to become aware of where we are, what our essence has become. Because if I have a lot of masculine energy and my partner is supposed to be masculine and he has a lot of masculine energy, then it's like two electrons. Like they're never going to be attracted to each other. They're always going to be apart. It's going to be like, ew, what is this? It's like me. Why would I be attracted to like my same energy? Because polarity is about two opposites attracting. The feminine is like the soft, yielding, receiving. You can come in almost like a womb, right? That is the feminine. And the masculine is like the hard, the penetrating, just like biologically, anatomically. If the masculine is meeting another masculine force, then it's like, okay, one of them has to go. So if in your career, in your work, you're a take charge sort of person, you do a lot of things, you're very take initiative and you're task oriented. Like I'm very task oriented. I love checking off what I've done today. Like, yay, it gives me so much joy. But I also have to be mindful about how I am in my downtime, in my personal life. When I'm with my friends, if I'm with a guy, then I want to be able to relax into my feminine. And I want to give them the gift of my feminine energy, because men love that. Men love the softness. Of course, they want a woman who can get it on her own, doesn't need to rely on a man and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, guys want women who yield to them. And personally, I want a man who allows me to yield to him. So if you are not too familiar with the masculine and feminine and that duality, it would be good to look into that a little bit further. If you're a guy watching this, Jake Woodard is a really good coach to look into. His content I really like. Another one is Abke. He's very spiritually gifted, very wise. So he's another really good one to look at. In terms of females, there's so many good ones. There's so many therapists and psychologists online. Rising Woman is another good one that really delves into the spirituality in relationships. So you can check those out if you're curious about learning more. Oh yeah, and the next one I want to talk about is speaking and how we convey our messages. So we talked about listening earlier, right? And how that is such a beautiful act. So this is another Buddhist-based sort of approach to communication. If you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it. And if you have to say it, if it's a worry or a concern or you're not happy about something, then look for a way to say it that gives them the benefit of the doubt. You know, it's not so sharp and harsh. It's not so grating. It's not yelling and being so hard. Nobody responds well to that. If someone's yelling at me, okay, I'm not listening to you. And I'm sure that goes for a lot of people. So learning how to control the words you say and how you say those words, that will be a really powerful skill to master. Not only in your personal life, but anywhere else, right? Like communicating yourself well and being able to be more sweet, more gentle, more kind, more thoughtful. All of these various things that draw people to you and make them feel less attacked and more appreciated. And I mean, if they feel that way, then they're more likely to listen to you, right? So thinking with the end in mind, which approach will work better for you? Being hard, harsh with your words, naggy, complaining, criticizing. Would you want that? If you don't want that, then they don't want that either, right? So basically treat them how you would like to be treated. I think that's the basic principle for any relationship. Further to that last point, I think it is so important to tell people what we appreciate about them. Your husband, your partner. When was the last time you said something really, really sweet to them? Where you're like, hey, I noticed you da-da-da-da. Or, oh, thank you so much for da-da-da-da. Something like that is small, but as the months go on and the years go on and you've been together for a freaking while, then maybe those words come around less and less often. Becoming more aware of expressing gratitude and expressing our appreciation for the little gestures they make and really telling them, hey, you know what? I see what you did. I see what you did and I appreciate it. That can go such a long way. I mean, we experience this at work, right? If our manager or our boss, they just keep telling us what we need to do better. They don't ever tell us, hey, look, you knocked that out of the park. Good job on that. Yo, that makes us feel good. It doesn't have to be every day, but just being a human being who's good-hearted, who doesn't have any problem showing, hey, look, I see you and I appreciate you. It's such a small thing, but if we can get better at expressing that and we put out that gratitude, that vibration of gratitude out in the world, and so instead of berating, criticizing, judging, nagging, and we instead say, hey, this is nice, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Your world will change. The universe will respond to that energy instead, and you'll get more of what makes you grateful. I've experienced this so much, and your energy, what you put out there, the universe matches it. And so if you learn how to manipulate that, you learn how to change your own state and change your mindset, change your perspective on your relationships with the people close to you and your relationship to the world at large, then I can almost promise you your reality will get better. It will become more joyful because you are more joyful. You are more full of, yay, life is good, right? I always say that. I always say life is good. Thank you so much. You know, I get a parking spot, like I drive into the parking lot, parking spot shows up, thank you so much. So the more we can say thank you, the more we tap into our feminine, because we're receiving this and we're seeing it and we're saying, I appreciate this. The more you will get stuff to appreciate, okay? So I hope this video helps you in some way, because I really don't want anyone to feel stuck where they are. Every day we wake up is an opportunity to change things somehow, some way. You never know how life can change in an instant. So just keeping ourselves open to that and possibilities coming in. We never know. So if you're feeling trapped, you're feeling unhappy, maybe try some of the things I mentioned and let me know how it goes. I'm rooting for you. And if you have any other topic ideas or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.